Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. I'm really trying to be optimistic about the road to WrestleMania, but WWE keeps fucking this up. What are they doing? What are they doing? Let's talk about the February 23rd edition of Monday Night Raw, and it was another very mediocre, borderline bad episode of Monday Night Raw, excluding the AJ Styles tribute, which I'll do a breakdown of in another video. But right now, we're specifically talking about the context and the content of the February 23rd edition of Monday Night Raw. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and there is zero excitement level in WWE fans. Obviously, you can see it in the ticket sales. Like, what on earth is WWE doing, and what are they waiting for to sort of pick this up? So we know all of March, and every episode of Monday Night Raw in March, we will have a Brock Lesnar and a Roman Reigns at every single episode of Raw in March. So maybe that's when they're going to sort of pick business up, but it's going to be really hard to sort of drag us through that when most of us are not excited for what's happening. And you can see again through the ticket sales, which in my opinion is a good thing, because the way you hurt a billion-dollar company is you hurt their wallet. Then they start to pay attention to what's actually important, which is the fan base. And so let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Nothing really of note happened. Brock Lesnar showed up, and he got a good sort of reaction to his entrance and to him coming down the ring. But once the promo started, people were very uninterested. And to have Brock Lesnar stand in the middle of the ring and have an open challenge and literally do nothing is a joke. Announce the match. Have someone come out. Do a fight. Do something. Have him suplex something. Just he comes out. He stands there. He listens to Paul Heyman talk and they move on. You don't want to announce the match? Why not? Why not? There's like one match announced for WrestleMania. Now two. You have CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, and you have Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vacour. Those matches are announced and guaranteed for WrestleMania, but you have no other hype for the show. So why not have Obafemi come down the ramp right there, right then? Why not have LA Knight come down right there, right then? Or some random person who thinks they can challenge Brock Lesnar. They get destroyed. That's not the actual open challenge. But you have Brock Lesnar show up and literally do nothing? Unbelievable. And then one of the most awkward moments I've ever seen in my whole life at a wrestling show, more specifically at a WWE show, was then Natty and Maxine Dupree are wrestling, and Maxine Dupree gets kicked into the ring post, and she gets knocked out, and the whole crowd is silent. I have never in my life heard 12,000 people sound like zero. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen. Those people don't need to be featured on television anymore. Maxine Dupree sort of had her run, her shine in the spotlight. I don't care for her. I've given her a lot of her flowers in terms of she's gotten better as a professional wrestler, and I appreciate any time anyone puts any effort into something and they get better at something. I really appreciate that, but I just don't think she has the juice. And I don't know what people are talking about with Natty, but she sucks too. Like this whole low-key legend, Natty, the Decimator thing, it's bad. And I just don't see Natty needing to be featured, kind of like the Bella Twins don't need to be featured, kind of like Jade Cargill is the worst WWE champion in recent memory by a long shot. And so some of these things are just bad decisions. Also, we have no idea what Gunther is doing at WrestleMania. He hasn't capitalized at all on the Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles retirement. Now he's just messing around with Dragon Lee. Kind of the rumor going around is that he's going to destroy Dragon Lee at some point, and then Rey Mysterio is going to come back from injury and try to save Dragon Lee, and for some reason then Rey Mysterio is going to put his career on the line, and Gunther is going to end the career of Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Now that's a rumor. Don't know if that's going to happen because I don't know if Rey Mysterio is healthy, but you have one of the biggest stars, blossoming biggest stars right now in Gunther, who just tapped out John Cena and AJ Styles. Now AJ Styles is going into the Hall of Fame, and you haven't capitalized on it at all. He's not in the Elimination Chamber. There's no way he's getting back to the world title picture anytime soon. Another rumor is that he's going to retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, but what's he going to do between now and then? You have to pick up this momentum with him. What is LA Knight doing? Yes, LA Knight is in the Elimination Chamber, but for the most part, he's going to lose that. So obviously he couldn't come down to challenge Brock Lesnar, obviously, because he's in the Elimination Chamber. He thinks he's going to win the Elimination Chamber, and he thinks he's going to go on to face Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. That's unlikely going to happen. I also don't really care to see LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar. I want to see Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, and I want to see Obafemi absolutely destroy Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Yes, that's what needs to happen. Now, we had a triple threat qualifying match. Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, and El Grande Americano. It seemed like Bronson Reed got injured in that match. We also had another botch by Jey Uso. He didn't know his spacing in the ring for the headbutt. He was too far away. If he had been in the center of the ring, then the headbutt would have landed flush and would have looked better, and then Bronson Reed wouldn't have to outstretch his arm to get there. Not saying that's Jey Uso's fault, of course not, but it is his fault for not being in the right position for the flying headbutt. Accidents happen, especially on the most fundamental and foundational moves, like what Bronson Reed did, and from what I know, he tore his bicep, which is a very, very serious injury, and now the vision is completely and utterly depleted. The team is actually a joke at this point because of injuries, unfortunately, which is really, really, really sad because Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker were literally at the top of their game, and they're going to come back eventually, but it kind of foils what WWE had in mind. Now, I think Jey Uso was originally supposed to win that match. Bronson Reed was not going to win that match. I don't know if there was going to be some sort of interference from the Masked Man to impede him from winning that match, but Jey Uso is going on to Elimination Chamber, and that match also showed you how crucial when something happens and you have to work on the fly, how important it is to be able to work on the fly and improvise and use the referee and communicate as you're going and still get to the spot that you need to get to. So kudos for Chad Gable and Jey Uso for being able to do that. They're both professionals. Jey Uso is not a main event star, so he's going to lose in the Elimination Chamber. Most likely the winners of the Elimination Chamber is going to either be Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes. And the rumor is that there's actually going to be a 5-way now for the WWE Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania between Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Aleister Black. Don't know why Aleister Black is added. He's not legit. He's not a legit contender to ever win the WWE Undisputed Championship, so I think it just kind of doesn't make any sense. I would much rather see, a fatal 4-way, a triple threat, something like that. And I would also love to see Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton walk out of WrestleMania as WWE Undisputed Champion. I think it's unlikely that Jacob Fatu does, and I'm really kind of sick of Cody Rhodes, so hopefully he doesn't either. Unless Cody Rhodes cheats and becomes a heel to win that title at Mania, I'm kind of uninterested in him winning the championship. And so those are kind of the, I'm talking broader picture now, Elimination Chamber and stuff like that, but there was really nothing of note that came from Monday Night Raw outside of the fact that The Undertaker came out and told AJ Styles that he's being inducted into the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame class. John Cena will probably be 2027 or 2028, but AJ Styles is going right in, retires in January, in the fucking Hall of Fame in April, and then I think he's gone. I think he really wants to spend time with his children and be a full-time dad, which is fucking incredible. I like AJ Styles. His, speech was fine. I'll do a breakdown of that and some of his best matches and moments in WWE in a later video, so subscribe to the channel to get notified when that drops. But the February 23rd edition of Monday Night Raw was mediocre at best, and this road to WrestleMania as of right now has been very bad, and I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible because I love the road to WrestleMania, and I love WrestleMania, and I think Elimination Chamber is going to be really fun, but WWE needs to pick it the fuck up. That's what I say. They need to pick it up. And so I would love to know what you think in the comments down below about Raw, Road to WrestleMania, all of the above. Give me your comments, predictions, insights, all of that. Let's have a conversation in there, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.